5 to 6 of them through crap, son.
Mr. Dunn's?
Yeah.
That's Mr. Dunn? No. Ain't shit, whatever's wrong with it's minor. Shalom to all my Israelite brothers and sisters, those that are near, those that are far off. Why do these cop drops do this, man? I hate that. I'm just coming on here with this short message, Brother Milligan. Coming on here with this short message. I put a post on there yesterday, and I woke up looking at it this morning, and that's what was on my mind. So here's what the post said. Like to say shalom to all my young kings, all our young kings, all our brothers out there. And everybody ought to be grateful for what the Most High is doing in our life. But this is a very important service announcement. So I put this post on there yesterday that said, why follow men when you can follow the one that leads men? Okay, when you following men, we choose to connect ourselves to people that call themselves elder, pastor, bishop, preacher, Kohen, moray, apostle. We connect ourselves to all of these people because what it look like is that they represent a God type of authority because of where they put their energy at. They put their energy into the study in the scriptures, and so they know things that the average person don't know because the average person may not be studying the scriptures like that. That ain't no different than nothing else. That same principle works in any area of life. Do you see people running around following the mechanic everywhere he go? Following the doctor, following the drug dealer everywhere he go? Well, you always got some people that's going to be following in that aspect because it's always going to be people that want to be a part of that particular trade or have that particular skill. But it's no different when we're talking about wherever you put your energy at, that's what you're going to be good at. And so you'll follow people in a sense that can lead you into the direction, to the place where you can get the information that you need. You see, when somebody want to be a doctor, they don't go to the doctor. They don't follow the doctor around the hospital. They don't follow the doctor into all the... They follow the doctor only after they have went to the place to where the doctor learned his craft at. They follow the doctor to college or to whatever the facility is where he got his training. And then as a part of his training, learning to become a doctor, now he is hooked up with other doctors, and now he can follow them into the place of medicine or some particular place like that. But as it is with the word, it's the same thing. Why would any man follow another man all of his whole life in his pursuit of the Most High's righteousness when all he had to do is once he understand where the man that he was following got his understanding of the Most High's righteousness, he can now be detached from that individual because he got everything that he was going to need to get from him. He got it from him already. So I used to say people stay hooked up to people 20 and 30 and 40 years, you understand, claim that they serving the Most High while following some man who claimed that he's following the Most High. But when the man really following the Most High, walking in the footsteps of Yeshua HaMashiach, then he obeys the laws of Yeshua HaMashiach and what the Most High say. That means that anybody that's claiming to be an elder, a preacher, a pastor, a teacher, or apostle, a bishop, or moray, or over any type of congregation or body of people have to be dealing with people from this mindset and this understanding. Hebrews 1, God who at sundry time in diverse manners in times past, he spoke to the fathers by the prophets in times past. He used men to speak to the prophets of Israel because there was no books written. There was no the Ruach HaKodesh in the earth dealing with men. So in time past, he used men to speak to other men on behalf of him. But in these last days, he is speaking to his people by his son who have been appointed heir over all things. When we start talking about over all things, we're talking about over all of the different entities that could exist for the sake of the Father's people. Yeshua had been appointed heir over all of them. So he's been appointed heir over the preacher. He's been appointed heir over the pastor, over the apostle, over the bishop, over the moreh, over the kohen. He's been appointed heir over all of these titles and all of these entities for the sake of him speaking to his people one-on-one. No longer do a man need to go through another man to find the will of the Most High. Matter of fact, you can't go through the man and find the will of the Most High. And there's too many brothers and sisters out here putting men on the same plateau and in the same vicinity as the Most High and his glorious Son. When they start talking about, oh, I thank the Most High for brother such and such. I thank the Most High for brother. Now you should be thanking the Most High for Yeshua HaMashiach and the Ruach HaKodesh that's doing the Most High's bidding. And the Most High's bidding, part of his bidding is bringing you in contact with people that will lead you into the place where you need to be. And that means that you eventually get to the place to where you are detached from these brothers and sisters. And you are set free to go on and try to serve the Most High and find his will for your life as an individual. And many of you ain't never gonna do it because you're too busy praising men. You see? And men don't have nothing that the Most High didn't give them. So it's like, you know, I know when we put certain posts on there, sometimes people get mad because men love preeminence. And we want to be recognized as somebody great in the world. That's why when most of the time when stuff don't work out for us in the world, we automatically gravitate toward church life and the learning of the scripture because we got a made up mind. We're going to be great. And you let the truth be told, the vast majority of men that's teaching, that's preaching, that's pastoring, that's bishop, they was the raggediest niggas in the street. But they don't want to get that preeminence up or that status up that they have. You see? Let's take Bishop Don Juan, for instance. I don't knock Bishop Don Juan because when they was in the street, Bishop Don Juan them was doing it like nobody else was doing it. Driving Rolls Royces at 18 and 19 years old. After living a life on top like that, you think you can just walk away from all that and give that up? Right now, this day, Bishop Don Juan still driving Rolls Royces and still participating and still the players ball and still the everything, even though he's the bishop and pastoring over people now. So sometimes it ain't even all about chasing after the Father's will as much as it is maintaining and holding on to the preeminence or the status that we have always held amongst men. So I'm telling you on today is that the Bible says that it's appointed to every man to die once, and then after that it's judgment. Every man must stand before the judgment seat of Yeshua HaMashiach and give an account for his life. Account for your life is going to be strictly dealing with your motives and the intents of your heart. The things that you've done in this life, whether you were doing them for vainglory in men or whether you were doing them because you were seeking the most, serve the Most High, the reality is that everybody gonna die. Everybody gonna die. And you can't spend your life following people. Once you understand, and many of us already understand, usually when a person get ready to try to change their life or get their life together, the first thing they do is they go to church. Because the church have always represented a God type of authority. But the church can't show you what the Most High's will is for your life. Matter of fact, you can completely bypass the church because you can reach the Most High anywhere. But when you do get connected to the Most High, then by his spirit, you are led to particular people that can help you to learn and understand particular things, and then you are released from that. You release into your own destiny. And so, don't waste no time praising on men. Oh, this is my pastor, your pastor ain't nothing. If your pastor is following somebody and it's causing him to be great, you can follow the same person and be great too. It's just a matter of what we want to do. So, we got constantly a younger group of brothers always growing up. When we grow up, we start learning things. We get zealous. We want to tell, we teach, everything. But that's why the Bible says, be at peace with many, but yet have one counselor out of 1,000. You see, and the Messiah said, his name shall be called Wonderful, Wonderful Counselor. Have one counselor out of 1,000. Because can't nobody show you what the will of the Father is. Can't nobody deal with you about the most intricate details in your heart and in your life except the wonderful counselor. You can go and tell men what you're dealing with, but they don't have the power to fix anything. We don't have the power to fix anything. So why would I want people clinging to me? Why would I want to try to assume the responsibility for something that don't belong to me, even though I know what the scriptures say? In the book of John 10 chapter 11th verse, I am the good shepherd. I denotes singularity. I denotes personalship. I am the good shepherd. It also leaves an implication there that says, if I am the good shepherd, that must mean that all others so-called shepherds are not good, because there is no man that is good on the earth. That's why we're not to be following no men. He said, the good shepherd lay his life down for the sheep, but the hireling, when he see the wolf coming, he run and he leave the sheep, and the sheep are devoured. He said, I am the good shepherd. Ain't nobody else good like me. What makes me good? I give my life for the sheep. Ain't nobody else gonna die and lay their life down for you. Though you follow them all over the place, they're not gonna lay their life down and die for you, because they love this life too much themselves. He said, but the good shepherd, I lay my life down for the sheep. And this is how you draw a line of distinction between who I am, who is good, and who your brothers, your preachers, your elders, your Kohenes, your Moray, those people are not good. We are not good as men. We are not good as men. I don't care what kind of title we hold. We are not good, because all of us have sinned and come short of the glory of the Most High. And we have sinned, and we will sin, and we will sin, and we will sin, and we will sin until the Most High come back and crack the sky. Therefore, we are not good. We don't have the capacity to die for the Father's people. He said all others are not good. So he declares that we are hirelings, and that's what we are, because we work in the Most High's vineyard, and he rewards us. He shall give us a reward. One day we shall cease from labor and then go to reward, because we are the hirelings. We are the ones that he have left the talents to in the earth. The stuff that he have left us does not belong to us. It belongs to him. And so we are hirelings. He said, so the hireling will not lay his life down for the sheep. Why would a hireling, which is a man or whatever you call or whatever you praise, why would he lay his life down for you? You see? Why would he do it? When the stuff that he is handling don't even belong to him. When you look at people that run a grocery store or a filling station, they're not going to lay their life down for that filling station. Why would they do that? Because don't nothing in there belong to them. So don't put your trust in men, because men will let you down. They're not gonna die for you. So to make the post fully understandable to what we're saying, why follow a man? Even though people call me elder, I am a man. I am a man with a life that's imperfect, that's still trying to find out the right thing. So I keep my head and my nose in the Bible for instruction that I can live by. But I am a man. You do yourself injustice following me around everywhere. Because the same book that I look into and the same thing that I have to use to try to keep my life together are the same thing that you have to use to keep your life together. So why follow the man when you can follow the one who's leading the man? There's another problem that we got, and that's where you know where men love preeminence and men want to be arrogant, because some men know things that they won't tell nobody else. They don't want people to know. They don't want people to know that everything that they know, everything that they have, everything they have acquired in this earth have been made available to anybody that will chase after, or anybody that can find the right street to walk down can end up on the same block. And they have hidden the way and put blockades up to the information and all types of other things to keep a lordship over the Father's people, like Simon. Keep them people thinking that he's a great one because he knows things that you don't know. But what he really should be doing is everything that the Most High bless him to see or bless him to learn that's beneficial to his life, he should immediately release it to the people around him so that they can come to understand how valuable and how important it is for them to be following the one who he's following, not him. And so people get mad because we always on Paul, because they misunderstand him. So Paul said things like this: follow me as I follow Christ. What kind of sense does that make? Who could come on here in my face and justify and tell me that that's what Paul was meaning when he said that? Follow me while I follow Christ. Why would I need to follow you when I can follow Christ on my own? And that's what we're saying about all of these brothers that have patterned themselves after this type of false teaching. We are to serve the Lord, our God, Yeshua HaMashiach, and no other. You see, if something may be lead us in a direction, but we're not to follow what led us there. You see? Follow me while I follow Christ. What kind of sense does that make if I tell you that? Follow me while I follow Christ. See, I have to follow Christ according to the will that he set forth for my life, and you have to follow him according to the will that he set forth for your life. All praise to the Most High and his glorious Son, Yeshua HaMashiach. Hallelujah. Jesus the Christ. Peace out on the day. Everybody have a good day. Shalom. Shalom, Yakanah.